Hi, I'm Becky, my channel is What Beck Sews. Welcome back if you're a subscriber and welcome if you're new. Today is Friday Sews, where I'm here to talk about what I've been up to, what I'm going to get up to and my plans for next week. So it's been a busy week. We've had a bank holiday week weekend, long weekend thrown in the middle of that, where actually we got to enjoy some glorious sunshine, didn't we? So thank you very much for everybody that's commented on my vlogs recently. I've had an influx of new subscribers, and I do want to start with talking about the So Hayley Jane unboxing that I posted on Saturday, because it seems to have sparked a little bit of controversy. So what I want to talk about is the fact that I simply said I didn't like the fabric, and Hayley reached out to me because a few people had also responded to the vlog to say that they didn't like it either. She really wanted to get in touch with them and respond to them, but she was having an issue posting comments on my actual vlog for some reason. We thought it was going into spam. We had a few conversations back and forth trying to get that sorted, but in the meantime I popped up a post on YouTube just to let everybody know that you know, if they're not happy, they just need to get in touch with her, and she would have happily credited or refunded the box. And I'd said to her I wasn't interested in that. You know, for me, the nature of a subscription box is the surprise. You may not always like that surprise. So she did then offer to send me the blue colourway in exchange for the pink, and I thought, brilliant. So I've posted back my pink to her and she's sending me the blue one. But there was a particular comment that got to me. There was somebody that had mentioned that I was negative and I could have been more positive about it. And I've actually gone back and rewatched my vlog a couple of times because that comment has really got to me. And I know I probably shouldn't let it, but it was the implication that I was damaging Hayley's business by sharing the fact that I didn't like the fabric, which isn't the case. I had no intentions of setting out and damaging Hayley's business. You know, I'm still a subscriber of hers, and I will continue to be a subscriber of hers. That's not to say that, you know, I'm not going to say when I don't like something, because in my opinion, I think if I am paying for a product, I should be able to be honest about that product. And I loved everything in that box apart from the fabric, and I was very positive about the majority of the box. In fact, the thing that I was most excited about with this month's box anyway was the pattern that was coming, because I would have bought that, and the fact that we got the sapphire frills earrings was just an absolute cherry on the cake for me, because they're gorgeous and I like sapphire frills jewelry. I think it's lovely. So I wanted to address that because it has been winding me up. I've got no intentions of damaging anybody's business, and the fact that somebody's implying that I'm doing that from stating that I don't like something, I thought was very harsh. I'm an honest person and I was being honest. And Hayley and I had been talking, and I said to her that I felt awful because, you know, she'd obviously read through a lot of the comments, and, you know, there was a few people that didn't like it, but not everybody's going to like everything. She's got to cater for however many subscribers she's got. And, you know, I like big, bold prints and bright colours, and not everybody's going to like my taste. Things that I make, people aren't going to like because it's big and bold and bright 9 times out of 10. It's impossible to pick a fabric that suits everybody, and I think she does an excellent job the way she does. And she was very sweet, and she said to me to continue giving my honest reviews. So I just want to put that out there. I wanted to talk about why I actually posted that she was willing to offer the credit or the refund, just because she was unable to comment. When we got it all sorted out on YouTube, she was able to comment and respond to some of you. And then I pinned the main responses she gave to the top of the post so everybody had visibility of it, because I think that she provided an excellent customer service when she realised that some people weren't happy. But equally, there were so many subscribers that were over the moon with what came in their box, and that fabric was right up their street. So it's, you know, it's a mix of both worlds. I'm hoping that I don't spark off more comments and end up with something else that winds me up for the rest of the week. I also want to say thank you very much, because there was a couple of lovely ladies that had supported one of the comments that I got that I was really struggling with, and they'd sort of just tried to help that person understand my point of view on this. It wasn't that I wanted to damage Hayley's reputation, it was just merely that I wanted to share my honest view on a box that I paid £65 for every month. Right, let's draw a line under that one and let's go on to what I've been making. So I've been very, very lucky this week. I have had the opportunity to try a new pattern before it actually gets released. The release day for this pattern is today. This is the Helmi blouse by Forget Me Not Patterns. Now the Helmi blouse is something that I think, and I could be wrong on this, so please correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was released as part of like a free pattern. Somebody puts their designs in, but they get it back after so many years, and it's been updated slightly. Now Forget Me Not Patterns got in touch and said, would I be interested in a copy of this pattern in exchange for an Instagram post? And I went, yes please. So I got the pattern through, got the instructions through, and I made up one of the versions. Now I did share this fabric that I was going to be using in my plans video, and I said to you that I was very keen to make up a blouse out of it. And this is like, it's actually a leafy print, but it looks more like a zebra print with these gorgeous blue swirls coming through. Now there are two versions of this. I've made the one with the collar stand, which I actually think is just stunning. I mean, it's just got this beautiful stand, and then it's got a tie front to it. So you've got like a key. Well, I haven't gone for the keyhole. There is a keyhole version. The thing I liked about this pattern is it does give you the option to make changes depending on the fabric you're using. So if you're using a sheer fabric, you can actually put a keyhole biased slit in the front of it. You have the options of tie-up, you have the options of button fastenings. I've made my tie-ups a little bit wider because I wanted to have something that was a little bit more pussy bow kind of effect. And then you also have the option of a Peter Pan collar or the collar stand. Now, I've put my lovely little label in it. I'm not going to zoom in on it because it's a sweary one. It's got bishop sleeves to it. The only changes that I've made to this pattern is I have, instead of doing a bias bound hem on the arms where it's gathered into the cuff, I have done it with elastic. That's more for my convenience, because you'll notice, I'll do it now, I do that all the time with any sleeves that I have, and I find with the bias it just doesn't stay and it drops back down and it irritates me. So, because I get cold, I'll also do this all the time, so I'm forever pulling them up and down. So just having an elasticated version made it a lot easier. Now I know that me holding it up like this is not really going to give you the best view of this blouse. I will pop pictures in of the blouse so you can see from lots of different angles. The darts are in, the darts. So you've got darts in the front and the back to give it shaping. You've got fisheye darts in the back, which is the most satisfying thing to sew up, is those fisheye darts in the back. When you're finished, you just feel like, it just looks lovely. I don't know if any of you feel like that. It's really impossible to describe, but with fisheye darts, I always feel like that. The other thing it had is it's got a really good dart in the front. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm a really large chested girl, but I do have a chest on me. And the darts were perfectly placed. So I made this up in a size 40, which was actually a size down from my measurements. When I looked at the finished garment measurements, I thought this would fit me better. And because it's got a little bit of ease to it, but it's got these lovely perfect darts in the front and it's got the darts in the back, you get this gorgeous drape shaping. And I would definitely make this again in a viscose, but you can make it in a number of lightweight fabrics. And I just feel like it sits on my body really well. One of the things you have to do when you do get given a pattern and you post it on Instagram, they like to get copies of the pictures as well, and they do ask if you take one sitting down, which is an interesting experience, I must admit, having to pose sitting down for a photo. I will include this in the photos that I'm sharing with you. But actually, in doing that, I realised how comfortable it was to sit down in. Normally with blouses, I find it either tightens across here when you start manoeuvring about on the sofa and, you know, the kind of things that you do to pose. But yeah, with this particular one, it felt really comfortable. And actually, I put it on to take photos yesterday, and I hadn't taken it off. I was still wearing it last night when I was back at the sewing table because it was just really comfortable. So it's a good wardrobe staple, great for my my work wardrobe. I can see a few more. I want to try the Peter Pan collar version. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with this make. I love the fabric that I've chosen to make it in. And because it's fairly neutral colours, it means I can wear it with a lot of different things as well. I'll probably wear it under dresses, pinafore dress maybe, or wear it with my trousers, skirts. It's just, but I could equally wear it with a pair of jeans and a pair of heels, because what I will say is the hemline comes down in a really good place. So you could tuck this in, but it is long enough that it drops. I talk about my mum tum quite a lot. It drops over my mum tum and it drapes nicely over it. So I did think that would also be ideal. I have to be careful, because if I wear something that sits just over the belly, it can cut me in half. And my short stumpy legs become shorter and stumpier. So putting heels on helps elongate the body when I do wear it out and untucked. But yeah, really happy with that. Entering that in as my Soap April blouse entry as well. And it's been released today, so I will encourage you to go over and check it out on Forget Me Not Patterns, because it's gorgeous. Really, really good. So the next thing I got made up this week is, I haven't finished it. I've started it. This is the dress, the McCalls dress that I talked about last week, also known as the Dawn dress. I'll pop a picture in here. And I chose to go with this gorgeous rainbow fabric. So it's actually come together really nicely. I have put everything on. I just need to sew down the button band across. So it's got like a facing, you sew it, tuck it under. So I need to sew this down and put the buttons on, hem it, and then it's finished. But a lot of you lovely people commented on my post to tell me that there was an issue with the button band, and I'd gone off and done my research and my review, looking at reviews on it, and I'd seen it and I thought that I'd overcome it, but when it came to actually putting it on, it didn't. So I've ended up having to put some small gathers in the top part. But actually what that does is it pulls it in for me, because I noticed when I was fitting it on myself, it was sitting a little bit too far over. So those small gathers pull it in, and I'm hoping when I finish it and actually put it on with the buttons up, it doesn't look too bad. But I do need to finish this. I will pop in some footage of me just wearing it so you can get the gist of what it's going to look like when it's all finished. I'll pin it in place so you can actually see what it will look like. So yes, and then the last thing that I have been working on is a Tilly in the Buttons indigo dress. Now I have cut this out of a gorgeous cotton lawn that I've got. Bear with me 2 seconds, I'll just go and grab it because it's in my kitchen. So here it is. I shared this cotton lawn. I got it from the craft festival, creative craft show, sorry, a couple of weeks ago when I went. So I've got all the bodice made up, and I've put waist ties on because I prefer waist ties. I've made some changes to the sleeves because I want a more billowy sleeve, which I'll get them on today. And I've actually gone with the button band at the back. So I've actually got the buttons on so you can see. And these are my buttons. So I've made these buttons. They're just really nice, pretty green, sparkly buttons. There's 2 different types. I've alternated them as I've gone down. So I've got one that looks a bit like a flower leaf, and then one that looks like a bit of a icicle thing. But yeah, they're gorgeous. I'm really pleased that I'm able to use my own buttons on this. And I have done a size 5. I've made a small adjustment to the shoulders. Putting the size 5 on, I sized down to a size 5 because I have found it comes up oversized. The one thing I forgot to do with this is add an inch onto the length of the bodice, and I'm hoping that it doesn't look too bad because it literally comes to sitting under my bust, and when I actually join it I'm going to lose another 3/4 of an inch. So I'm hoping that that will sit okay, but I do love this fabric. It's just gorgeous, and I think that will be lovely. If I can get it finished in time for Saturday, I will get it finished in time. So I'm filming this on Thursday, and I will have some sewing time tonight, and it's quite a quick make, this one, because I might wear this to what I'm doing Saturday. So that is the last thing I've been up to, another work in progress. So what am I up to? Okay, I have the pleasure of joining the 2 Sallys, as they are on Instagram. One of the Sallys is a Staffordshire sewist. Adele from Sew for Serenity, Sarah from Sew Sarah Style, and Jenny from Sew Jenny Sews. I could be wrong about the Instagram handle. and I'm joining them in a sewing social on Saturday, which is going to be so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to taking my machines and sitting with other people and sewing, because I've not done it yet. I've got my first sewing social on the 29th of this month in Northampton, so that's the one I'm hosting. Obviously I've had to cancel the last two that I'd arranged because of my ill health, but I'm really looking forward to that one as well. But yes, this weekend I am really looking forward to it, and I've purchased a couple of patterns off of Adele's D-Stash, and one of them is the Maeve pattern by True Bias, which is one I've picked up and put in my basket so many times, and I saw her post it on her D-Stash account. I was like, I want that. So yes, I'll get them on Saturday as well, so I'll come away with something, which will be really nice. They're also doing a fabric swap table there as well, so there'll be the opportunity for me to take some fabrics and patterns that I don't want, and hopefully come away with some swaps as well, which is always a nice thing to do. So that's my plans as far as the weekend goes. And then next week my intentions are to get my McCalls dress finished and my buttons and everything on there, and then I've got to carry on with some of my selfless sewing. So I am taking down with me 2 of my selfless sew projects because they're quite quick make, so I think that I'll be able to get them done on Saturday, and then I need to do more. Now I'm being a bit discreet about my selfless sew makes and what my actual plans are, because my vlog is being released tomorrow and everything is in there. So Saturday I'm taking my children's makes to the sewing social to get made up. That'll help you when you do watch that vlog. And then next week I really need to get on with my friend's make. Really need to get on with that, and probably my sister's make as well. So that will be my plan, a little less self-sewing and more selfless sewing, a little less selfish sewing and more selfless sewing, so to speak, in the coming weeks. So I will share all of those with you next Friday when we catch up again. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch me. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Happy sewing, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye.